What's going on, Jerome's? Of course, we talked extensively about Brian Flores, the best defense coordinator in the league. Brooklyn, definitely in the house. And how, yes, he does deserve another head coaching gig, but we're certainly happy to have him here in the great state of Minnesota. Being the de facto head coach of the defense, he and Kevin O'Connell working together. It's beautiful. And this Flores Hellfire defense, or whatever we're calling it. Oh, Purple Haze? Did that catch on? I don't know. But this defense, we're going to whip somebody's ass. Like, Caleb Williams has no idea what's just going to be all up in his grill a week from today. It's going to be glorious, right? And also, the working relationship between Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores has been a phenomenal and prodigious one. O'Connell run the offense, whispering to the quarterbacks. Brian Flores, as a revenge FU tour to the NFL, just building quite possibly the best defense in the National Football League. It's really fantastic, right? And long story longer, Jordan Rodriguez over at The Athletic, one of the good ones at The Athletic. Alec Lewis, Jordan Rodriguez, that's it. The good ones at The Athletic. What NFL head coaches learn from the tough lessons of their top assistants. And Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores are featured pretty prominently in this article. This is what Jordan wrote. Coaches across the league view pairings such as Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo in Kansas City or Minnesota's Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores as models for success. Having an established veteran defensive coordinator who was once a head coach can help a team in a number of ways, especially if the current head coach calls offensive plays. So it almost turns into a co-managing of the game on both sides of the ball. The head coach has to understand what he can't or won't have time to do. Experienced defensive coaches lend insight into practice structure, the style walkthrough the team should run, and changing schematic trends, and generally have a tested teaching method. And that's something that Flores has talked about too, like especially in the offseason. They go through and review the tape from around the league, both NFL, UFL, looking at the USFL, whatever they call themselves this week, as well as college football. Like, what are the trends? Like, what is the hot offense? What is the new wrinkle on defense? And they talk about ways that they can incorporate that with their personnel. If they can't, like, who are they going to go out and get? Whether it's in free agency, trades, draft, etc. It's really cool insight into the process. Setting aside ego to bring aboard an assistant coach with potentially more experience and hardware is important, and that's something that doesn't get talked about enough. Like we've mentioned it before, that O'Connell. So first off, his first defensive coordinator choice was Ed Donachelle. Obviously, did not work out. And O'Connell having the huevos to fire a DC after a 13-win season, as well as bringing aboard someone like Brian Flores, who he obviously knew from his New England days, and bring aboard someone who has head coaching experience. And if a season goes sideways, he could be seen as a threat on the staff to be the replacement interim head coach if things don't go right. But O'Connell, give him all the credit in the world. Say, hey, I'm going to hire Brian Flores. He has head coaching experience, basically a head coach. You're going to run that defense. I'm going to run the offense. Everything will be good to go. A lot of head coaches have some ego, right? They wouldn't have made that move. They would have brought aboard some toady from their coaching tree from past and someone that they can control and just go from there. That's not the case. Yeah. It's like the one time in decision making where you have to operate as though the result drives the process, said O'Connell, who hired Flores as his defensive coordinator in 2023. Flores helped former Patriots coach Bill Belichick win 4 Super Bowls before coaching the Miami Dolphins in 2019-2021. In Minnesota, he is one of the NFL's top defenses. Their top 2, they ain't 2. That's right, baby. That's not just the once the hire is made. It's thinking about the layers of the coaching staff, the layers of the schematics, and how it will all fit from a complementary football landscape. O'Connell continued, I envisioned when I hired Flo that I could lean on him when you're not strong to own the defense. I wanted to build a team within the team. If offensive-minded head coaches get the job based on success of their schemes, they also know handpicking a defensive coach who can rip apart their playbook on the practice field will make everyone better. And that's exactly what you've been getting in Vikings training camp, where there's been days where Kevin O'Connell and J.J. McCarthy in the offense, they've struggled, or Brett Rippon, Sam Howell, even Maximus Brosmer had a tough day against the 1s, 2s, and 3s on defense because the defense has a vote. The defense revved up, ready to go. And I like that. So everyone on this team is together. There's so many examples throughout NFL history where it is literally the defense versus the offense. Look at the 2000 Ravens, where it's just like the defense, and then it's almost like the offense is holding them back. That ceases to be an iron sharpens iron situation, and it turns into a big brother, little brother situation. And for the Vikings, it does feel like everyone is getting better, where it's like you're a hitter in baseball. You're on deck circle. You got that heavy donut on the end of your bat, and you're just trying to time things up. And once you got that donut off, you can swing away. That's right. I think that's what the Vikings offense is going to be with McCarthy, with Justin friggin' Jefferson, with everyone. But it's a spot too where Kevin O'Connell, he's the reigning defending NFL Coach of the Year, but he's even said in his pressers before that learning from Flo, he's learned a ton about his approach, especially relating to the defensive side of the ball, and Flores vice versa. And he's talked about how he sees a head coach relating to a quarterback, not just because Kevin O'Connell is the offensive play caller, just being the head coach in general. I think that's going to definitely serve him well when he gets his next head coaching job, and maybe something that he need to work on in Miami with Tua, just Tua randomly throw him under the bus. But either way, we Vikings fans, lucky to have these two. Lucky to have these two, and it might be for the last year, so let's make this one count. Let's make this one pretty damn special and hoist Edgar Lombardi the first time of 12 times in the next 10 years. Do it up. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Jordan Rodriguez, The Athletic. What NFL head coaches learn from the tough lessons of their top assistants. Kevin O'Connell, Flo, working together hand in glove. It's fantastic. Let us know. Comment section. You guys are the best to do. Skol, production value.